Welcome to a brand new episode of the Five Heart Podcast, live on YouTube, Facebook, and X. I'm your host, Greg Mahochko. Joining me as always. Wait a minute, something's backwards here. As always, there we go. That's still not right. Anyway.
There you go.
Minnie, the co-host, the pilot. We'll call Minnie the pilot tonight, getting us on the air. Yes, we're late. Yes, it's completely my fault. No, you shouldn't be surprised. And I'm sorry. I'm sorry. So, Minnie, I apologize to you. I apologize to all of you Holgormaniacs. Yes. You deserve a host who's going to be here on time.
How many years have you been doing this, Greg?
Podcasting or this show?
This show.
The live version or the show in general?
Maybe I'm going to start keeping a record of how many times you've been late.
That's fine. Give me demerit. Send me to the principal's office. It is what it is. I apologize.
It's okay. I accept your apology.
When you
Tonight
walk down,
only.
Okay, thank you. I was going to say, when you walk downstairs and you don't expect your laptop to be off and it's off and you know the headache and hassle that comes with it booting up.
Yeah. Well, Greg, we have a pretty good show planned. And
I don't know about we. I know you have a really good show planned, and then there's me.
Yeah. Well, you have to follow along.
Okay, I'll do my best.
Okay, good.
I'm ready.
Oh, good.
I don't have any notes.
Yeah, you do.
I don't know where they are.
They're over in the sidebar. Oh my gosh. Okay, we're going to talk about Tuesday's press conference. Yeah, they're there.
What sidebar are you talking about?
The private thing?
No, there's no links in there. My screen is blank.
Really?
Yeah.
Weird. Okay. Well, my bad. We're going to talk about the Tuesday's press conference.
It was a tremendous press conference.
Yeah. Do you have it now?
Yep.
You had to be in. Yeah. Okay, good. You had to be in StreamYard apparently in order to receive it.
Sorry.
That's okay. Now you have it. Now everyone can get on the same page. I might as well just send them to like the all of chat, the Holgormaniacs.
I think
so we all know where we're going, but
I think that's been discussed before, hasn't it? Didn't living in Omaha, David Matney, the official realtor of the Five Heart Podcast, request that at one point?
He did.
Yeah.
And I think you guys would be impressed. Okay, so we're going to start right off the bat with what Matt Rhule started with, and that is a ton of players that are out. Okay?
Yep.
They're not going to be there for spring.
Right. And some of them we knew.
Yeah, but one of them in particular, I'm really concerned about. Carter Nelson.
I thought we knew he was having surgery. No,
he had surgery, but he had hip surgery. How long does it take to recover? Because a lot of these guys, yeah.
I would say it takes a little while.
Oh, okay. Well,
it's a functional part of the human anatomy. It's a pivotal section.
6 months.
I'm not surprised by that at all, honestly.
Melissa says it's 6 months. Oh boy. Okay, so he'll be ready in time, hopefully.
No, and that's
the beginning of the season.
That one was not at all unexpected to me. The one that was a bit unexpected to me as we go through this list, and let's hit the list, shall we?
You should. Yes.
So we know that Tristan Alvano is going to be limited. Wide receiver Demetrius Bell, defensive lineman.
Still.
Right. Defensive lineman David Borchers will be back at some point. Defensive back Jameer Khan, defensive linebacker defensive lineman Connor Neely, offensive lineman Turner Corcoran, as well as Teddy Prohaska. Both out. Henry Lukoski is going to be limited. Gunnar Gula is out. Jalen George, the defensive lineman, is out. Defensive back Roger Gradney. We have defensive lineman Sua Lefotu, who's going to be limited. Tight end Mac Markway. Pierce Mooberry, linebacker. Carter Nelson, you mentioned. Pross is going to be limited. Wide receiver Keelan Smith. Defensive back Evan Taylor. But the one that I was honestly most surprised about is newcomer Dawson Merritt.
Well, not just newcomer Dawson Merritt. Jalen George. He's also a newcomer. And remember, Mac Markaway, he got hurt like the first 2 practices that he was on the field or something. Remember, he came up from LSU and just walked on.
Oh, yes, I do remember him.
Yeah. This is just kind of scary. Maybe they're just saving these guys during the spring.
Realistically, again, spring is not what it used to be. If they have plans for these guys, obviously you have a plan for Carter Nelson. You have a plan because you need the linemen, so you need them to be healthy. James Boardman says, my buddy had a hip replacement, was golfing 3 months later. I don't doubt that, but golfing, and I don't know your buddy's age, but golfing is a lot different, requires different recovery than, putting on functional weight again and being able to move and pivot and swing the hips, as they say. So honestly, I'm perfectly happy with, the timeline for Carter. And honestly, like, if guys are banged up, as long as they are around the team, as long as they're participating, as long as they're learning and growing in some fashion, I don't know if I necessarily need them out there. So.
Yeah. As long as, like Melissa said, she thinks that Carter should be back in July. Yeah. As long as these guys are back in July at some capacity, I think we'll be good. Just seemed like a lot right off the bat compared to years past.
Fred says, way to say James' friend is soft, Greg. He's not just soft. He's SAWFT, soft. I agree, Owen. Golfing does hurt, especially when you get older. And especially like if you're like me and you're really bad at golf. Everything just feels anyway. So that's a pretty good list of players who are out. Again, Dawson Merritt, he's the newcomer, so that was one I was surprised to see. But
okay, well,
hold on, I got to do something here. There we go. Bye.
Okay. Fred Sacco had a birthday recently.
Nice.
Happy birthday. You're the big 5-0 now.
Fred says, I went to a birthday party at Top Golf on Tuesday and can barely move. And I just curious to know if they had 50 balloons for you. That's a safer option than the number of candles that they would need on your birthday cake there, Mr. Fred. Because 50's it's a year. It is definitely an age. It's not an old age. I want to make sure. Today is my mom's. What do you
mean by that?
Hey, my mom had a birthday today, or has a birthday today. She, and there's a few more candles on her cake than 50. So.
Okay. Well, Greg, do you have anything that you would like to say about Iowa?
Not yet. I figure I might do a little housekeeping first.
Okay.
So it's important to remind all of you good people, the Holgormaniacs, as it were, to like, this video over on YouTube, subscribe to the Core Nation YouTube channel. And many, if you'll help me out, ring that bell for notifications. You're supposed to point to the bell.
Is it here?
Nope. How is it that you haven't figured this out yet?
Because it's backwards.
Do you mirror your screen or no?
I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah, I think I do because it's the net N.
Yeah, no, I think you don't.
Oh, I don't. Oh, it's backwards.
No, don't flip it. It's going to confuse everybody now.
Okay. It says mirror my camera. Yeah, it is.
Oh, that's unfortunate. Mine's not. Mine's the way it's supposed to be. Anyway, ring that bell for notifications so you never miss a show, a stream, or content on YouTube. And we have some great people in the Holgormaniac chat section, and they will say, "Hey, we have X amount of people watching it. We need that many people liking the video." We appreciate them, and they are right. If you're here for a reason. Make sure you hit that thumbs up button. Also, John Dam Johnston has been mentioned in the chat tonight by Owen, and we want to make sure that y'all know that John Johnston died, but he came back. It's okay. He's been dead, but he's never been to Europe. And he is taking, I don't know if we call it a sabbatical. He's just life and things like that.
He's enjoying his time off.
Right.
I've noticed that.
And he'll continue to do his, or he has continued to do his college football history videos. But he also wrote a few books like this one, Been Dead, Never Been to Europe, and others. Check them out on Amazon or on cobbycorn.com, where you can support us, get some sweet, sweet shirts. I'm not wearing one. I'm wearing the classic red, my Herbie Husker shirt. And Minnie, you're wearing a Herbie Husker shirt tonight too.
I am.
Did you? Yeah. We didn't plan that, so I don't know what's going on here. Must have been a heck of a coincidence. So
great minds think alike, Greg.
That is right.
That's what they say.
That's definitely what they say. So check out all the great merch at cobbycorner.com. We should do something. I'll work with John, see if we can't get something. If in lieu of a spring game, maybe we can get a spring sale over at cobbycorner.com.
Yeah.
So
are you going to write that note or shall I?
Yeah, I think you should.
Got it.
All right. So I was listening to a non-football podcast today, and I heard a crack about Iowa that's so good. I stopped what I was doing, aside from driving, and I did a talk to text, and I texted me. I said, this has to go in the notes because the good Nebraska fans that we have need to hear this. So, Minnie, why do birds fly upside down over Iowa?
Why do birds fly upside down over Iowa? Why?
Because there's nothing worth shitting on in Iowa.
We don't have canned laughter, so.
No, you're supposed to laugh. Because Iowa isn't worth the shit. Fred said, close.
I think people have heard this before.
Yeah. I don't know if they had.
Well, it was a good joke, Greg. Good.
Yeah, that's why you laughed so much, sincerely. Mm-hmm. Minnie, you know what time it is?
I didn't laugh the first time when I read it.
Minnie, you know what time it is?
What time is it?
What's Greg drinking today? What's Greg drinking today? Whoa. And I know we talk about this every week, and there will come a time when the answer is not this. But right now, it's still Yuengling traditional lager. I want to ask the Holgormaniacs out there.
Chug it.
Just
kidding. Chug it.
I'll do that later. Behave yourself.
You did it last week with 17 likes. That's all it required.
James Boardman says that's an old joke.
He would know. Sorry, James.
It took me a minute. I was like, damn. Someone's firing live rounds tonight. So,
Love you, James.
All
Okay.
right, this is my promise to VP and all of you Holgormaniacs. Next week, I will have something different. I don't know yet what it will be, but next
The
week,
drink?
yes.
Okay.
But next week, I will have something because VP is booing, and we don't want any boo birds in the Holgormaniacs.
Okay. So,
welcome to my world,
right.
James. You share a little screen time with her, and all of a sudden, she thinks that you're, cannon fodder.
We're good friends now. I can do that.
Mm-hmm.
Matt Rhule came out, and he had so many nuggets, Greg. So many.
Did he have a 10-pack of nuggets?
At least. Or what's the family pack? What's the party pack?
I think
that's what I feel like he had.
You can get a 30-pack of Chick-fil-A. You can get a 40-pack at McDonald's.
He had the McDonald's 40-pack.
Wow.
It was pretty good. Okay. He came out and he shared quite a bit. One of the first things he talked about was Mike Ekeler.
Mm-hmm.
How he didn't really want to hire him.
That's a bold thing to say. I'm sorry.
I know, right? I mean, the fact that he came out and said that, he said it was because everybody was telling him that he needs to hire him because he's the guy. And you know how when you hear so many people saying this is what you have to do, you kind of want to go against. It's just human nature, right?
Right. I am a contrarian by nature. So like when people tell me to eat my vegetables, I say I don't want to do
that. Well, that's exactly who our head coach is. So he's like, I'm here to say you guys were right. It was the right choice to hire him. Because now they're doing meetings at 6 a.m. and they're starting with a 10-minute meeting just for special teams because he has that much energy.
Nope.
And I've been 2 hours ahead of us, of Arizona now. I was just remembering, you guys are 2 hours ahead of us now.
It's almost 9:30 here, Minnie.
So that would be 4 a.m. my time.
Yeah, mm-hmm. I don't see you making that meeting.
No, I wouldn't. Yes, I would for Mike Ekeler. I would. But then he also said that, one of the things that Mike Ekeler does is, he's like, "Hey coach, how you doing?" And, Rhule's like, "Yeah, I'm doing good." And he goes, "We don't say good, we say great.
Right.
We're having a great day."
That reminds me of the Truman Show. When he's leaving for work and he sees the neighbors, he's like, "Good morning, and if I don't see you, good afternoon, good evening, and good night."
Oh, jeez.
Have you seen the Truman Show?
I have.
Carrie,
that reminds me. Yes, and it reminds me of. Have you heard people say, "I'm doing so good. If I was doing any better, I'd be a twin"?
No, I've heard if I was any better, I'd be dead. So I think we have two different regional dialects on how good we're doing.
That's not good either. I don't think I'd want to be doing that good.
I also had a boss once who said, and I'd go in and I'd be like, "Morning, Vince, how you doing?" He's like, living the dream. I don't know whose, but somebody's.
Okay. That's interesting. Makes you scratch your head.
Yeah, I was like, I don't think he likes his job very much. So.
Yeah, no kidding.
No, yeah, we've known that Mike Ekeler is an intense individual. And I feel like so. To their credit, Hail Varsity does a really good job of putting utilizing social media clips and things like that for from some of these press conferences. And they had one, I think it was Eck when he was saying, he's like, I don't know, I don't think I'm that intense. And all you see is like a montage of clips, or not clips, images of him, with his headset around his neck, just full bore, yelling it onto the field. It's wild. It's great stuff.
Love that. So. I love that. I do. I love it. He seems like a great coach. Mm-hmm. I can't wait to see him.
I just want to jump into this because I feel like it's very timely, and maybe it's jumping ahead in the format a little bit. But Owen says I'm assuming talking about Rhule, says something that scared the media. Do you think it's a resetting instead of make the big jump in year 3? We have so many young players and new coaches that it's scary. Mm-hmm. Do you think that we should hit pause on the offseason hype? Or do you think that the pieces are in place and the schedule is convenient, for lack of a better term, that we still see that big jump in year 3?
Well, Rhule also did say that this team is bigger, better, and faster. It's the best roster he's actually put together in years. That's exactly what he said.
Look at that! Melissa, we are going to whip ass.
Yes.
And yes, chew bubble gum, and we're all out of bubble gum.
What?
Have you ever heard that?
No. Quit with the sayings.
in the hold on.
Oh, jeez. Wait, what are you doing?
I'm greggling.
Mm-mm.
Am I not allowed to?
Mm-mm. Nope, you're not. But I do have a surprise for you.
Uh-oh.
Ready?
Oh. Oh, that's fantastic. No, yeah, James Boardman and Fred Sacco both. I was going to say we got to go back to the 1980s, 88 specifically, the movie They Live, which starred WWF at the time superstar Roddy Piper, and he has the famous line. He says, "I'm here to kick ass and chew bubble gum, and I'm all out of gum."
Okay, well, I've heard. I'm here to kick ass and take names, something like that.
Yeah, that too.
Okay,
but that's like bubblegum is fun.
I've never heard the bubblegum thing.
It's a John Carpenter movie, sci-fi horror, 80s.
Okay, well, great.
It's a good watch.
Matt Rhule also made it official that Pat Stewart is our official GM. And, he talked about him a little bit and said that he has been to 5 Super Bowls with 3 NFL teams. What did I say?
James Boardman's 932 comment. He says, "I'm here to take ass and kick names." Shameful, sir. Not wrong, but shameful. All right. Yes.
And Rhule's worked with him twice.
I do think that it's important to. We have to call him Patrick Stewart. We just have to. We can't shorten it.
Fred wants to know, is John Johnston the unofficial GM? That would be kind of scary. That would be scary. Okay. Patrick Stewart? Why?
I think we need to call him like Sir Patrick Stewart.
Well, can we call you Gregory then?
No, you're not my mom.
Well then. All right. I feel like I am sometimes.
Stop it.
All right. So the job role has expanded. And remember, we have Sean Padden, who was originally hired as the GM before last season. And Sean Padden apparently has spent time building financial models. And he's wanting to shift his role slightly. And so having Patrick Stewart Sir Patrick. I don't know what to call him.
Just Patrick Stewart.
Yeah. So he's in charge of recruiting, retention, and finance, and basically the whole umbrella. But the main question that they are trying to put to test is the evaluation of what value are you willing to put on a player or position because of the revenue sharing.
Okay.
What are you doing?
Who?
You.
I'm engaging in a new way with our
With
people.
who?
With
other
people.
people? Okay.
It's us. Look, it's us.
Oh, that's nice.
I'm trying to do something nice, and I can't remember how to do it.
Oh, okay. Well,
some memberships for some people.
Oh, that's so nice. Okay.
I am paying attention though. I want you to know.
Can you read this? Because I don't even know what it means.
What did the 5 phasers say to the face? I'm Rick Picard, bitch.
It's just funny the way you said it. Okay.
Thank you.
Getting back to the format,
Please.
We're on section D, number 3. Maybe you want to read it.
Yes. I do. Section D, part 3. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Recruiting is Keith Williams, Troy Vincent, and Avery Gossett.
Yes. They're doing a great job. He said they might add a couple more people to that as well. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
It sounds like this GM situation is taking on a whole new dynamic.
Oh, good. I think, right?
Yeah. We've talked about how other college teams have hired GMs as of late.
Yes.
I mean, am I wrong? Do you think that we were the first to hire a GM?
I don't know if you're wrong. I don't know the timelines because, I mean, I'm in middle America. I'm in the flyover states. So I'm sure that there may have been like an Ohio State or maybe a Clemson or Florida State that may have jumped on board with this first.
Mm-hmm. This is right. It's NFL-like. It is. And that is what, some of the reporters were asking. Is this similar to the NFL? And it is, but there's some differences, obviously. So, I don't know. I think it's really interesting the way that things have changed.
It's
Look at that.
What?
James Boardman. We have our own GM, Greg Mahachko.
That's right.
That was very clever, James.
I would venture to say that not enough people pay attention to me and listen to what I have to say.
It's a good thing.
Oh, hey now, come on. Oh. No, and I'm the curmudgeon who doesn't necessarily like where college football has gone in the last few years and obviously where it's going. But if it's headed that way and like Thanos would say, it's inevitable. There's another movie reference for you, Minnie. We're knocking them out. We're only a half hour in. Then at least I want Nebraska to be on the forefront and to be a leader in that field, in that arena. And it seems like they have been. Obviously, look at the Osborne Championship Center and everything that they're doing for training. Matt Rhule, and I don't know if we'll get to it. Maybe we will. But Matt Rhule said during the press conference this week, talking about, he's like, hey, some schools are cutting back on some sports and things like that when they're in the revenue sharing and things like that. He said, I don't want that to be Nebraska's story. He said, I love our non-revenue generating sports and our Olympic sports, and what we can do to help them out is great. He said, I want every student athlete to have a seat at the table. He's talking about the training table, the doctors and the trainers and the facilities. Mm-hmm. He wants there to be room for all. You can't say enough about that because, and I don't believe that that's just something he says when the cameras are on. I feel like he actually believes that. I know that there are head football coaches across the country who are saying, I want more for my guys, more resources available for my guys so that we can put out, that championship caliber, whatever. And I think Matt Rhule can achieve both. He can have the resources that he needs for his student athletes, as well as for those across the rest of the athletic department, and still be able to field a winning program. So,
yes, you're right. Okay, number 1, Pit Snipe says Alabama has had a GM for years. Did you know that?
I did not.
We didn't know that. News flash. But I'm not surprised. Aaron Keene is here. I know you saw that.
Great to see you, Aaron. Missed you, brother.
Keene. Yeah. Good to see you. And then Roger Moore says Greg has lost too much weight.
It's amazing what a haircut will do. I got a haircut.
That brings us, Greg.
Uh-oh.
Sorry. That brings us to the next topic.
Oh, shit. Am I in trouble?
Body composition.
Oh, God. No, not for him.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. Do you want me to read this one?
You may. Yes.
Was this a quote by him, or was this quote about him?
It was what Rhule said.
Okay. So HCMR head coach Matt Rhule said, in speaking about, I can't believe I'm saying this, and I'm so uncomfortable, but it's probably better that I say this so that Minnie doesn't have to. Regarding his starting quarterback, number 15, Dylan Raiola, and his body composition, says he needs to get his body where he can convert the third down with feet. Says he won't be a great quarterback at 240 pounds. I would venture to say, we need to get Dylan Raiola to where he can convert third downs with his mind. And you do that by not sliding 6 feet shy of the marker. Right, Minnie?
That was unnecessary.
He's
he's already taking a hit with his weight. Now you have to throw that at him too.
Well, he's got the what is it? The denser bones.
He does.
Something
he does. Which way more? We know that.
Jeez.
And all that hair.
Yeah, like I said, I got a haircut and I feel 10 pounds lighter.
It's
Aaron says, cool, I got here just in time for the Dylan's a fat ass part of the show.
No, he is not. He is not. He's not. Jeez, you guys. It's like, we said the other week, I think he just put on like the freshman 10. Like that.
First of all, I'm pretty sure it's called the 15. Freshman 15, and I think he put on a little bit more.
Freshman 20. Great, Greg. How much have you lost? Just, I think we all want to know.
How much have I lost from what, like last April?
Well, yeah. It looks like people are paying attention to your weight. Oh, whoops. That's not what I was looking for.
So at the beginning of April last year, I was 278 pounds. And as of this morning, I was 246. My lowest in this time has been 239. So.
Wow. You're like a Dylan Raiola. What's your secret?
I'm not like a Dylan Raiola. I have good head of hair. I don't have an alpaca on my face. And I don't have to relive my college years. So I would say that I'm far away above Dylan Raiola. He might have arm strength and throw the ball 70 yards, in a skills competition. And he may have a lot more money in the bank than I do. But I'll tell you what he doesn't have: a beer belly and 3 kids. So
this is a great comment.
Okay, read it.
Nebraska Strong Go Big Red says, Sue wasn't exactly skinny and was literally the best Husker black shirt of all time. But he also played a different position.
It's true. We're not exactly equating things here, so.
Yeah. But I do like the sentiment. Keep it coming.
Let's see here. There we go. Do his thing. Don't mind me.
It says, good job, Greg. Good job with your weight loss. What's the secret?
What is the secret?
Have you been adding like nutritious foods? Have you been working out?
I definitely haven't been working out.
Okay.
What did I do? What have I done? Oh, I try to cut back on carbs, and I do my best to not eat after 8 o'clock at night. So
that's it.
And a lot of stress.
Oh.
Less beer is definitely not the thing, Melissa. I don't drink less beer. I don't drink more beer. I have a pretty steady beer intake.
Okay. Well, I'm sure they're going to get his body composition right.
I'm sure they will.
It's kind of worth a lot of money.
Yeah, there's a lot of money invested in him. He better not screw it up this year. Do you think, did we talk about this last week? Again, forgive me, I have a bad memory. About maybe if you're going to pay college athletes, you start them in a very like minimal, and then performance bonuses.
We did mention
them earn it.
We did mention doing performance bonuses, like say they make it to a bowl game and they actually play, right? That's important.
Classy 31 says, Greg, run up and down the stairs every time Minnie mentions Dylan Raiola.
Dylan Raiola. Oh, jeez. I wonder how many, Greg, how many stairs do you have? Greg. Oh, jeez. And he just drank a beer right before that. He's going to have like a side ache or something when he comes back, you guys. I won't do it again. Are you okay?
I'm good.
Okay. How many steps do you have, do you think?
11 steps up, 11 steps down.
Yeah, the steps down don't really matter.
Sure they do. You have to make sure, I have to duck and make sure I don't knock myself out on the ceiling part. The ceiling part, that's the technical term.
And Fred reminds us of the one other time you did exercise on this show.
Yes, lunges. It was tremendous.
What would it take for you to do more lunges?
Oh, no, thank you.
Okay. Nothing?
No, I'm good. I appreciate it.
All right. Oh, that's very nice.
There you go, fucks.
Greg.
I'm sorry. There you go, nice people.
All right. Greg.
That's why I needed to run upstairs and give him her wallet.
Gifted 10 Corn Nation memberships. Wow. Very nice of you.
You
All
don't
right.
want to see me pool my pants. I don't want to pool my pants either.
Yeah, we don't want to see that. Okay, the offensive line. Rhule did talk quite a bit about that because
I don't think I gifted myself. I don't think I did.
that would be funny.
I did.
Ah.
Great. My bad.
Well, we already have Turner Corcoran, Teddy Prohaska, Henry Latowski, and Gunnar Gatula hurt. 4 guys on our offensive line that aren't going to be in spring practices, mat drills. But he did say, look, we have this new guy from Notre Dame, Rocco Spindler. And you know what he said about him? He said he's a big, powerful guy. Mm. I like this one better. Classy 31 says, Greg, 2-a-days, Mahachko.
I used to do 2-a-days.
2-a-day what?
I'm not going to say. I can't say. This is a family show.
Oh, my gosh. Okay.
Sorry.
So he did mention we got Rocco Spindler.
Yes.
And Rocco did talk. We'll get into that in a second.
We will.
And Justin Evans. And Sam Sledge, Jason Machachek. Okay, that's how we say it, but that's not how he said it. He said Machacha. Something like that. It's totally different than the way we've been saying it. It's not Machachek.
I don't even know who you're talking about.
Jason Machachek.
Who? Can I can't.
It's like his second. He just finished his second season.
Oh, I see it here. I'm sorry. I had to find the spelling so that I could see.
No, I just spelt it like that because that's how I know how to say it.
Okay.
But it's like it has a J and a Z, or I don't know. It has.
Yeah, we were doing it.
Tyler Knock, Grant Bricks, and Preston Taumua. So Grant Bricks and Preston Taumua are only in their second year, but Rhule said, this is when guys in their third year are going to make that huge jump and they're going to contribute. So all of those guys, other than Grant Brooks and Preston Taumua, are in their third year at least under Rhule. And Donovan Raiola. Thumbs up. Yeah, this is good. We do actually have a really good offensive line.
We have offensive linemen, but this is not an offensive line that's played together at all. So
yes, they do.
Okay, in practice, but not in a game.
Yeah, actually, they've gotten playtime.
When?
Well, Sam Sledge, I know, has.
When did Rocco Spindler ever play a game in a Nebraska uniform?
That's different. Okay.
No, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Is you've got pieces, but you don't have a cohesive offensive line unit right now.
Well, Nebraska Strong tends to agree with you as opposed to me.
No, I want to be very clear about this. I don't think our offensive line is a dumpster fire. I just think maybe I was too harsh or not clear. We have offensive linemen, but they haven't played together as a group of 5 yet. And that's what it's going to take. That's why, the next few weeks, fall, summer and fall workouts, that's where it's going to be really important so that when they trot out there against Cincinnati at the end of August in Kansas City, that they are not embarrassing themselves. Like they need to do everything together.
Okay. I agree. Owen Walker says Elijah, and Cameron Lenhart are in that discussion as well. They're actually defensive linemen who are definitely in that discussion. Good point. Other side of the ball. And Fred Sacco says, how much playing time did Rocco get with our shit-ass offensive line? Offensive line needs cohesion like hosts on a show.
That's right.
Can you believe the nerve of Fred Sacco?
I think he was saying that the offensive line needs more cohesion like what we have.
I don't think that's what he meant.
That's how I interpret it. Fred, I'll give you a chance to clarify yourself. I'm pretty sure that he says that the offensive line needs to be more like us. So, all right.
Okay.
Nebraska Strong Go Big Red says, Greg, Dylan was sacked 27 times last year. Yes, and 25 of those times were directly his fault for not getting rid of the ball fast enough. The other 2 were Bryce Benhart's fault. So we're fine.
Don't you dare. That is just not right.
No, look, we had Gunnar Gatula, Justin Evans, Ben Scott, realistically, Henry Letofsky or Micah Mizuka, and then Bryce Benhart. Benhart, Scott are gone. Gunner's out. Corker and Prohaska, they're all 3 of those guys are going to be vying for the left tackle spot. You got Justin Evans. Henry Letofsky is going to need some time to heal. You got Rocco Spindler, and you got the kid from Alabama. I mean, you got some guys who are going to fit into this. I'll say it again, Fred, for your benefit, unit. I think that we don't need to run around like the house is on fire. I'm not quite as confident as Minnie, but I appreciate her optimism. But I don't think that, Rome is burning because, again, we have offensive linemen. They just not have that. I'll figure out English. They just haven't played together yet, taking meaningful snaps. That's all I'm saying.
Okay. I agree. I think that's fair.
Vin says that Dylan would have been sacked 28 times, but Minnie couldn't get on the field.
You guys. I like that. Okay.
And Nebraska Strong, again, I know penalties were a lot of those. Again, I blame Bryce. Hate to say it. And I still think he's going to be drafted because he's got the raw ability. He just didn't get developed. And sadly enough, we actually saw a lot of improvement in Bryce Benhart the last couple of years. So again, I mean, we can debate offensive line and stats and metrics. Again, all I'm saying is this group of 5, whoever's going to be trotting out there against Cincinnati here at the end of August, they have not played together yet. That's all I'm saying. So I guess what I'm saying is the jury's still out, but you can't judge this year's offensive line based on last year. Can
I add something?
Yes.
Because that's not exactly true. Turner Corcoran has been at Nebraska for like 7 years. Stop. He just left. His USB just fell apart. Turner Corcoran's been at Nebraska, 6 years. I'm going to wait till he gets back so I can explain this to you. Okay, Turner Corcoran's been at Nebraska for like 6 years. Teddy Prohaska's been at Nebraska for, 5 years? 5 years. Gunnar Gatula played last year. Justin Evans played the last 2 years. And who was the other guy? Oh, Henry Letofsky. Also been at Nebraska forever. So, yeah, we're okay.
Okay, so now I feel like
now you're okay.
No, but what you're saying is that, past performance is not indicative of future results. And you're just saying that, no, because all these players were here and got all these snaps that we can expect the same shit-ass play.
That's what Nebraska Strong said. He's right in the fact that we haven't had the cohesion every single season. But this season, I do feel like we're going to have that. We're going to play as that line.
The line.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I hope you're right.
Yeah. Melissa even says it. They never made a full year. So
Turner Corcoran and Teddy Prohaska haven't played a combined 20 games between them over all those years. I mean, it's ridiculous. At some point, you can't just keep them on because you like the guys. At some point, you have to. I'm gonna catch shit for this. Maybe not from you Holgormaniacs, but from somebody. And I don't mean to be overtly negative, but you got to cut dead weight. And they. Turner wasn't that. I mean, there's a reason he's got the nickname Turnstile Corcoran, and Teddy had promise, but again, when you're coming off of injuries like that, how reliable are you? You have to let him go so that you can get fresh legs, fresh bodies in that spot.
Vince Watson agrees with you. Wow. I don't think you can let go. Offensive linemen, I don't think you can let go of experience.
But how experienced are they? They've been hurt all the damn time.
They have experience, Greg. Come on. Do you have experience on the offensive line?
That's not the point. I'm a 42-year-old man. Like Mike Gundy said 20 whatever years ago, I'm a man. You come at me. You are comparing apples and Studebakers when you make that. I never played college football, and with all their injuries, they should be done playing college football. I'm sorry.
Well, let's let the strength and conditioning coach and Kristen and all the doctors that we have make those decisions. But it sounds to me like we have a lot of guys that can play. Last year, we didn't have as many guys that could play and contribute. So that's why we're in a better position, you guys. We got Turner hurt immediately. He couldn't even play. Then we got Teddy hurt immediately. So we're like, oh my gosh, who's going to play? Remember? And then we had Micah Mazuka. You remember him, who wasn't assimilating, right?
Right.
And even though he was a great player, he couldn't play. There was a lot of problems on the offensive line last season.
I would venture to say,
I don't think we had that.
Pitt, if you're referring to Teddy and Turner, it's hard to gauge the broken players last year being the best we had. I still think that Gunnar Gatula, handled himself admirably at the left tackle role, and I still think that Ben Scott was our best offensive lineman. With my personal opinion, I don't go by the PFF rankings or whatever, but then Justin Evans, I think the middle and middle left of that field or that line was serviceable. Again, there's going to be some advanced stats, next gen statistics that disagree with me. But I'm going to stand by. And I know, again, Nebraska's strong. We know. Sacks and penalties. Yeah.
Quit throwing stats out. Don't you know? That's not what we're about here.
Don't bring logic to this. Nebraska strong. Come on now.
I'm kidding.
So.
I appreciate where you're coming from. I get it. But hey, we do have this guy. Look at that guy. Look at how cute. Do you know who that is?
No. How would I know who that is?
It's our new offensive lineman from Notre Dame.
Oh. Why? How would you expect me to know that? It would be creepy for me to know that. It's a little creepy for you.
Well, apparently his mom found this picture some Nebraska fan probably sent it to, I guess his dad must have played football, and some Nebraska fan must have sent a jersey to him and said, one day your son's going to play for Nebraska.
And look at
So
him
they put it on him and took a picture. I know. Isn't that amazing?
That's pretty cool. Also gives me hope because he looks like my boy Robert's build, about that age.
Yeah.
Just kind of a beast. So, and Robert's fearless. I'll say that. He's going to hurt somebody. Might as well do it with pads and a helmet on. So,
don't we have a
great
video of him? Thank you. Do you want to show Robert? Let's see the future Husker.
Touchdown. Yeah, that's Robert.
There you go. He's ready.
He likes to wear red. That's all that matters.
Mm-hmm. So
cute kid.
He had the reason, it's so. He played in the national championship game, and then the very next day he flies back and has to make a decision of whether or not to enter the transfer portal. And he said, it was the best decision based off of his expectations for his career, meaning he wants to be NFL bound.
Right.
So his family and him made that decision, and he had a ton of support, he said, and visited Nebraska, and there's no doubt. He doesn't mince words. He is ready to contribute. He's ready to go.
And I don't disagree with what Vince Watson said here, is that, money talks and BS walks. So.
Well, that is the name of the game these days.
Pitt says, we were talking about, Fred says, there's a pic of me in a Notre Dame shirt from when I was a kid. I was very confused. Pitt says he had Sooner cloth diapers. Do you remember when cloth diapers were a thing, Minnie?
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, my next door neighbor had them on her daughter because she didn't want to, have a life, I guess.
Gargamel says, I remember wearing a Penn State shirt for some ungodly reason. And VP says, wants us to ban Pitt Snipe Husker. Maybe the Sooner cloth diapers. So,
yeah, we couldn't ban Jason Reeves. Him and Greg share a birthday.
It's true. I am I'm blessed to share a day of celebration with Jason or Pitt. So.
Okay. Well, so then we heard from Rocco, which I love that name. I always thought if I had a son, his name would be Rocco. This is like the son I never had. Yeah. Well, no. But I do love the name Rocco for a boy. I think that means somebody is just gonna be an offensive lineman, I guess, for Nebraska.
It does have, it's a Big Ten name for sure,
Mm-hmm.
If you're a Rocco and you're from the Midwest, you need to be a lineman in the Big Ten. That's all there is to it. So,
yeah. Okay. So then we also met Dane Key.
Dane Key.
Yeah.
Sorry.
And at first I was like, not exactly what I had expected. But then after hearing him talk, he let us into a couple of nuggets.
Tell me about this nugget.
I'm telling you, this press conference had so many. Maybe it's because we hardly get anything anymore.
Right.
It felt like we just had so much. Okay, one. Do you realize Dakeil Shorts Jr. and Dane Key were only together at Kentucky for 1 season. And Coach Shorts made such an impression on him that he followed him to Nebraska.
So who was at Kentucky first?
Dane Key.
Okay. So
He
DeKeel
had,
Shorts was only coached there for 1 year.
Yes. Remember I told you when we got Dane Key that I watched one of his interviews, and he said he's been through 3 wide receiver coaches.
I vaguely remember that, and I apologize for neglecting it.
That's okay.
Wrong of me.
But then, besides that, he also told us that there's a guy on our staff that we didn't even know about that came from Kentucky.
Who?
You're going to want to know this. Seriously.
Who?
You're going to want to all remember this. I know it's those things go so quickly, right?
Who?
Hard to catch all that. Listen, this guy, Andrew Verbois. And here's the thing. The Husker website was just updated 5 hours ago.
Really?
Information.
Look at that beard.
He played wide receiver in the XFL and CFL, and he served as a grad assistant the last 3 years at Kentucky and played a key role for Keys in helping him develop his change of direction.
Pun intended or accidental?
Yeah, no. Pun intended. Do you want to read some information about him?
Oh, I do. All right. Verbois served as a grad assistant at Kentucky from 2022 to 2024, worked with the Wildcat wide receivers, and Dane Key thrived under his tutelage. Key had more than 1,300 receiving yards over the 2023 and 2024 seasons combined. In 2023, Key was one of 3 Kentucky receivers who had more than 500 receiving yards. Berrien Brown also had more than 1,500 receiving yards in the 3 seasons he was coached by Verbois. Prior to Kentucky, Verbois spent the 2021 season at Virginia Tech, where he coached the wide receivers as a volunteer assistant / offensive quality control coach in the spring before moving into a graduate assistant role and coaching the cornerbacks and safeties during the season. Verbois was a high school coach before moving into the college ranks. He was an assistant coach / pass game coordinator at Scarsdale High School in New York under his father. Verbois played collegiately at Delaware from 2016 to 2018 and Massachusetts from 2014 to 2016. Before that, Verbois played in 24 games and 3 seasons with Delaware after playing in 1 contest in 2 years at UMass. Back to you, Minnie.
Dane Keyes also commented on, thank you, Greg, by the way, on Ja'Cory Barney. No, we did not. Actually,
yes, it does, James.
We might have one later.
That's news to me.
It's on the format.
Look at this with my pit. I love it. Sorry.
Okay.
I know you don't like it, but hold on. Let me see the format. I don't have the updated 5-hour theater part. This must be a surprise. I'm not obligated.
Yes. He does. Okay. So
I already forgot this guy's first name. Andrew. I'm going to call him Andy.
Andrew.
I'm going to call him Andy.
Yeah. Okay. Well, Dane Keyes mentioned how quick and how Ja'Cory Barney could easily also change directions. He was impressed by that. And, Ja'Cory Barney being just a freshman and playing like he did last season, that gives us a lot to be excited about.
Well, he's a sophomore.
Especially when a senior comes in and is already like, that guy can play. I love it.
It's awesome. You know what?
Mm-hmm.
I really appreciate that vote of confidence because obviously, I don't remember Kentucky's schedule from last year, but think they're in the SEC, so probably seeing some good competition and seeing some quality receivers on the other side. So if he's recognizing some of those similarities in Ja'Cory Barney Jr., what an endorsement.
Whoops, not that one. Nope. Where was it? Oh, Pit Snipe wants to know what's the dude's job again? He is the assistant wide receiver coach.
Right.
Yeah. We couldn't even have that before. I mean, I guess we could last season because of that rule that came down in the middle in summer, but
in the off season.
Yeah.
Yep. But you know what? Again, it's bringing some, to borrow a term from earlier, cohesion. It's some familiarity. You get Tequila Shorts Jr., you got Andrew Verbois, you got Dane Key, all coming over from Kentucky, and there's a unlike with Garrett, the other guy, the old wide receivers coach, like there's some honest to God like bona fides that's coming over with Tequila Shorts. So very, very excited. I think we should all be optimistic about the wide receiver room. I really do. I
do too. Look at this.
Yes.
I agree.
Yes.
Assistants have assistants.
And I'm going to say this too, and then we're going to address I'm gonna start that Nebraska strong. I'm gonna come back to you in a minute. But now it's not Christmas time. Obviously, it's the middle of March. But do you remember the Bing Crosby classic White Christmas?
Yes, Greg.
So
what does that have to do with Nebraska football?
You want to put that comment back up there, please?
Well, which one?
The one about assistants having assistants. I got it. So
sorry.
In the climactic show part at the end of the season, end of the movie, they're singing Danny Kaye and Bing Crosby and Rosemary Clooney. I would say the other one, but Rosemary Clooney sang both female singing parts. They're singing the song "Gee, I Wish I Was Back in the Army," and the line that the guys say is, "There's always someone up, that you can pass the buck. If you're down on luck, there's always someone higher up where you can pass the buck." So that's what it is. Now you have Andrew Verbois who'd be like, well, it was Dane Key. And now Dane Key be like, I don't know, it was Holgorsen. Holgorsen be like, I don't know, it was Matt Rhule. There's what we're doing is we're creating a tree of non-accountability, and I love it.
Greg.
Yes.
I know.
I'm just being shitty. I'm sorry.
Were you not paying attention to Mike Ekeler last week?
Yes. But again, I'm trying to entertain the people. See, you're the.
Oh, that's entertainment. Oh, yes.
Wow. You're the person bringing the knowledge, and I'm the person hoping to entertain folks. So I apologize.
Special teams coach.
I'll try better next week.
Said, quote. Well, don't quote. I'm going to paraphrase because I don't remember the exact quote. He said.
Thank you, Husker Chuck.
He said, if the guys do well, it's good on them. If they don't do well, it's bad on me.
Yep, that's what it should be.
I love that. It's like, yeah. Take ownership. Finally. Not finally. You know what I mean. We're just kind of used to other stuff.
Right.
We've heard other stuff, I mean. Not necessarily from this staff. So. Lastly, Deshaun McAuliffe took the podium. And, it kind of threw me off because this guy's really tall. And when we had Brian Johannes on here and he was talking about Deshaun, and he's like, oh, that guy, he could be very versatile. He could move around in a bunch of different positions. It's because that's exactly what they did to him at Oklahoma. But here at Nebraska, he's playing Jack. And he said that he's very happy that he gets to play close to the ball, that it makes him feel secure because he's going to be a player.
Enjoy those nuggets, VP. I've enjoyed all the nuggets tonight.
Okay.
No, I think that's – so it sounds like the coaches plan to use Deshaun in a way that really aligns with his personal goals, which is, he wants to be a pass rusher and backfield disruptor. I think sometimes, right, wrong, or somewhere in between, a guy might be given a task, but if he's not jacked up for it, he's we may not see his best ever. So putting him in a position that he really is excited about, I think we're going to see some really good things. We're going to see his best efforts out of that jack spot.
Oh, yes, for sure. This guy's ready. And the fact that he played in 2022, he played at Memorial Stadium.
Watch that game.
Indiana game.
Yeah.
Where we beat them.
Yep.
I was at that game.
I was not. Clearly.
Yeah, but he said he felt like Memorial Stadium was electric. And he's so excited to be back.
When we're on his side this time.
Yeah, no kidding. I'm sure it's a lot better.
I'll tell you what, and I know every game, every environment is different at Memorial Stadium, but having been there for that evening game against Colorado, where you get two very different crowds. You get the crowd when Colorado has the football, and you get the crowd when Nebraska has the football. It was such a blast. And we won on top of it. So.
That was great. It was good.
Yep.
All right, Greg, number 5.
Number 5, Coach Holg. Now, we around here, we're used to a particular name and particular phrase. For the longest time, you, the good people of the 5 Heart comment section, were known as the Chatterfields. But not anymore. No. Now you are the Holgormaniacs. I'm going to say it again. The Holgormaniacs. Fred says Greg just became a sassy country lawyer and or preacher. And Aaron says, oh shit, Greg went full Foghorn Leghorn.
You did something. I don't know.
I made a choice. I made a creative choice.
You just there's no such thing as holding back with you, is there?
Nope. It's all or nothing. There's Dane Key told the media there, told the story. Coach Holg told me before I left my visit, if you don't want to be that guy, then stay in Kentucky. That made me want to come and show Coach Holg that I am that guy, which is why I'm sure you're wondering, I'm the guy culture at Nebraska, the name of this episode of the 5 Heart Podcast. So how did they get to that name? Why did they title it I'm that guy?
I'm the guy. I'm the guy.
It's honestly, it's a tremendous mentality to have. Like I love that they're, I don't want to use the word accountability, but they're taking a particular level of responsibility to raise the bar again of Nebraska football. So
All right. Well,
that's the end of my notes, Minnie. I think we're packing it in early tonight.
No, we are not, Greg. These fine people actually are owed something really amazing.
Will you read this one? You'll appreciate this comment by Fred.
Fred Sacco says, Foghorn, Greg Horn, and we still got 5 Art Theater to go. An embarrassment of riches tonight.
Is that where we're heading, Minnie?
That is where we're headed. Can we do this?
Yeah.
Ready?
Yeah, hold on. Okay, yeah, go ahead and start the show in the normal way.
Okay.
Five Heart Theater presents The Intensity Showdown. Setting a practice field at Nebraska University. Coach Dana Holgorsen pacing back and forth, clipboard in hand, with Coach Mike Ekeler standing proudly nearby.
Hey, do you want to be the guy? I said, do you want to be the guy?
Of course! But first, let me pump you up with a little reminder. We don't just have a good day, we have a great day.
Great day? That's exactly what I want to hear. But let's focus on being the guy today. That's what we're building here at Nebraska.
Absolutely. And speaking of intensity, remember when I ran down I-80 to show my players how much I care?
You mean the time you got arrested for running down the highway in your football gear?
Yes! But hey, it was all about showing my intensity. If they see me running physically, maybe they'll understand the mental marathon we're training for.
Yes. We love your intensity, Mike. But running down I-80, you could have gotten hit by a car.
It was worth it for the kids. And now, every time I say, let's go have a great day, they see the commitment.
I get it. Besides, how else would they know I run things around here?
You're right, Coach, but remember, if you want to be the guy, you have to run with it. Figuratively.
Not on I-80, my friend. Stick to the playbook.
Deal! But regardless, every day, just remember, great day, every day.
Now let's make it a great practice. Are you ready, Nebraska?
All right, let's take a look at the criticisms now.
I know.
Chiefs.
That was actually a really good one.
Here comes Minnie's beard and Greg's do-rag. Oh,
I forgot my beard. Darn it.
$5 if Minnie quotes Ekeler, my ass, my hands.
I was going to. He is so full. You know, people that talk in, what are those called? Like abbreviations? That's him.
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah. He does.
Fred says,
RLS.
Greg's Ekeler sounds like Heather Swanson from South Park. Don't know that reference, unfortunately. And also, Greg's Ekeler could also use a laxative. To be honest with you, I'm feeling pretty regular. I'm okay. And always, Husker Chuck, yes, always commit to the bit.
We did. Hey, we have some guys now.
First Foghorn, Leghorn, and then Greg breaks out the Tony the Tiger. It's great.
Yeah.
Lee Marshall, by the way, the voice of Tony the Tiger for many, many years.
Oh my gosh.
You didn't know that? Everybody knew that.
No, I didn't. And that's okay. I didn't need to know.
Where are we going next?
Start comments.
Start. Yeah. Wait a minute. We're only an hour and 20 minutes into this thing. I thought you said we had so much to discuss tonight.
Yeah, but I've been able to move you along pretty quickly.
Okay. See what happens when you're in charge, I guess.
Mhm.
It's an embarrassment of riches. Yeah, it's an embarrassment of something. I'm kidding. This is great. 9:14, so AKA 3 minutes into the show, which is my fault. Owen says, been out of the loop for a while. Is John okay? Will he be back? Yeah, I can't remember if we talked about this, but John's just being John, and he's a little bit aloof. No, it's the off season. We're letting him take some time off. We're just carrying the load. Right, Minnie? Anything you want to add there?
Yeah.
Oh, there is something you
John
want to
will
add?
be back. No, John will be back.
Oh, okay. Minnie, you're looking at the new comments while I'm reading the star comments?
I am. Yes.
Owen says, how would everyone spend the spring Saturday?
That's one thing I wanted to talk about. Sorry, Greg.
No, that's fine. I was making an assumption about the particular Saturday Owen was talking about with the no spring game. So I'm assuming that's what he's talking about.
I think that is what he's talking about. But also, I didn't put it in the notes, but in Rhule's press conference, he did say that we are not going to be doing any more spring leagues. You know how we did the
right, with the little mini draft and stuff last week?
What were they called? The Golden Knights and the
Bug
Eaters, and then what's the third one? Do you remember?
No, I don't.
Golden Knights, the Bug Eaters, and we're going to call them the man-eating mastodons. I don't even remember. But, Rattlesnake Boys. Thank you, James. That's right. Gosh, James is always, he has like a really good memory. I think it's because he's retired.
Lord.
Rattlesnake Boys. And the reason that we're not going to do that is because we don't have, he said it was like the first time they ever did that, and we don't have the quarterback situation that we had last season. And honestly, I think it's because they want to keep things on the DL.
Mm-hmm.
Because we hardly see anything anymore.
Back to John, there are a few theories. Vince Watson says his bathroom's getting a remodel. And Fred says, yeah, Vince, John's finally putting up the shower curtain Minnie got him and adding a new tidy bowl thingy to the toilet. So
he did. Actually, his wife did. His wife put it up.
Let's see. I don't understand this one. Maybe because I haven't read it through, but Fred says, guy at gym tossed paper towel at wastebasket and missed. I said, you could play for Nebraska. He said, Nebraska had a basketball team. I said, theoretically. Okay, I understand it.
Yeah.
I think, look, if everybody gets to throw shade at me or I can heap and say, I'm most surprising part about this comment is learning Fred goes to the gym.
I thought the same thing.
Sorry, Fred. We love you. Okay, we got that one. Pitt says, for our birthday celebration, we should invite George Bush Jr. and Huey Lewis to our birthday party.
We should.
I have been, so on Saturdays that I have the boys, like weekends that I have the boys, when I'm making pancakes or waffles or whatever on Saturday mornings, we've been listening to music because I don't know, it must have been in like one of the kids' movie soundtracks or something, but Tears for Fears, Everybody Wants to Rule the World. So once in a while, the twins will break into, singing everybody, and then, a little off key, but it's fine. Therefore, wants to rule the world. And so I'll just put that on my little wireless speaker and just play random songs from the 80s. So I tend to land on a lot of Huey Lewis in the news. And so, yeah, we should try to figure out how to get Huey Lewis on the show this year for the birthday party. The birthday party show, which I think Friday this year's 4th of July. So I don't know how we'll – no, I'm sorry. No, Thursday is the 3rd of July because last year we did the show on Friday for the birthday celebration. So we could figure something out. No pressure.
Okay.
Yeah. Nebraska Strong Go Big Red says, is anyone else depressed that UNL canned our spring game?
Yes.
Yes.
Depressed. What are we going to do instead? We have to figure this out. I think, honestly, maybe, Greg, maybe we need to have a party here on Coronation and just guess what's going on at the Husker games.
That could be fun. We just, you know what? We could leave it to the 5 Heart Theater of the mind, and we could just make shit up and just be like, I see Dylan right now. Oh, he's running for the. Look at that. He slid too early. It's going to be the Nebraska Red Squad is going to be forced to punt it away, Minnie. Can you believe that? The 3rd time it's happened today. I cannot believe he hasn't learned to just run to the sticks and get the first down. He's a little saggy in the back. That's got to be slowing him down. The reason I say that is because we get a lot of comments about James says too many nuggets. That explains Dylan's weight.
James.
Nebraska Strong says, I vote for Dylan on a weight gain diet to get him up to 300. Good for trucking defensive backs. He could be like Jamarcus Russell.
What?
Or that fat Kentucky quarterback from years back. Harrison back in the last
guy. There was a guy that, gosh, that was a big quarterback.
Yeah.
I can't remember his name. It'll come to me. Okay.
Oh, here we go. I'm gonna put my my radio announcer voice. Dylan's running to the concession stand. He could go. Oh, he got a side ache. Crap. Oh, he can't go anymore.
No, that was you, Greg. That was what happened to you.
That's fine.
Running up the stairs.
No, I was fine. I came right back. I got my wallet. I gave away stuff. I went up with a purpose. All right.
Mm-hmm.
And Fred's right. The Kentucky quarterback was about 280.
Why are you doing that?
Dylan will be in the Fairbury hot dog eating contest at the spring celebration. And look who decided to show up.
Finally. He missed a lot of really fun things. There was a lot of theater tonight. Josh Hansen.
Jared Lowenzen, yes, the Kentucky quarterback. Vince says that Ben Roethlisberger was 240, but Ben Roethlisberger is also like 6'5", 6'6". So,
yeah. It's not any of those people that I was thinking of. There's another guy.
Fred says, oh, Josh, you missed like 3 5 Heart Theaters, became a lawyer, then Randy Savage. You missed a lot today, my friend. So, back to those starred comments. VP was still thinking about those chicken nuggets. So, and how did Minnie miss the field redecoration plans?
I didn't. Whoa, I didn't.
You just knocking stuff off. Is that next week?
I don't know. Are we going to talk about this?
Apparently next week.
Is it that? I mean, I just feel like we need to leave that more for the off season.
This is
off season.
It's the middle of March. What more off season?
I mean, we keep hoping that something's going to happen in spring. That's why.
Red end zones.
Yes.
So, Minnie, you are the artiste of the show.
Mm-hmm.
You're the brains.
This is why I wanted to put together a floor plan.
Please. Yes.
A schematic plan for Memorial Stadium.
And it's not like an assignment that's due next week or anything like that, but maybe by like June. I feel like June's a good, couple of months away. You could have a few Memorial Stadium field turf
Ideas.
design ideas and share them with us through your work.
I'm telling you what, if I do that, they will definitely use one of my ideas.
No.
If I put the effort into it, it will be amazing.
BFOTS Josh Hansen chiming in says, I agree with Troy Daniel. We underuse red.
You know what I love about red? It shows up really well at night whenever there's like red lights. When they do the red out. Oh, I love that. That is so great.
Red end zones, what we're looking at.
Mm-hmm.
Nebraska Strong Go Big Red says red end zones would be cool. Fred says red end zones. Elijah Pritchett strikes again. Vince is very curious for your feng shui football approach, Benny. I can't wait. We're gonna see a goalpost on the 23-yard line.
No, there is one thing that bothered me.
Okay.
Last time I visited Memorial Stadium, you know how we switch sides?
Yes. You mean like the team being on the sideline? Is that yes?
Yeah. And they run out from the opposite side. That kind of bothers me.
Why?
Because I feel like they should run out on the side that, is.
You mean the shortest?
Yeah, but they can run out to the center. I think they should run out to the center.
I like
and then go to there.
They have to run across. They
Why?
have to run across to their bench.
Why?
For lack of a better term, exposure. It maximizes the opportunity for them to revel in the crowd and to really partake. Running out to midfield, you're going to have a higher likelihood of you're going to have to rethink how you position the band, how the opponents make their way onto the field. It's running out from the far corner to the sideline is there's nothing wrong with that. I think it's the way to go.
I disagree. And I will definitely be returning to this subject again.
Oh no, the team run out is going to have a format.
Mm-hmm. It already does. But I don't think it should be the opposite end. That's all. But we'll discuss that.
A design element, Nebraska Strong.
I agree.
Incorporated is putting the
I agree.
student section right next to the opponents.
Very right. Yes, absolutely. A must. Mm-hmm.
All right. Let's see. Oh, we were asked, Owen asked us about John. He says, glad you guys can keep this show going. Happy to see Greg and Minnie. Much love. Well,
thank you. It's so nice.
This show predates John.
Oh, and you are welcome back here anytime, my friend.
See how that goes. It doesn't take much, right? I mean, just say nice things to her and you become her friend. Pretty soon she's going to replace me with you, Owen. And I don't say enough nice things. This show was here before John. This show has been here after John. I don't know what it would take for the Five Heart podcast to go away, but it's not anywhere in the near future. So we love it. We're happy to spend all this wonderful time with you, the good people of our fan family.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Oh, here's an interesting question.
Yeah.
Nebraska Strong says, Greg and Minnie, could you have Adam Carricker on as a guest sometime?
Yeah.
I will answer this.
You could ask him.
I was right.
Go ahead.
I will answer this in the only way that I know how. Due to the fact that we do the show live at 9:00 on a Thursday,
that's true.
Adam has like 7 kids. I don't see it happening live. Now, does that mean that we couldn't ever have him on as a guest in a pre-recorded episode? No, I mean, Minnie, you had him on last year.
I did. Yep. He was by far I mean, I still get chills thinking about it. Just go back. Actually, can you put it as a link in the, maybe we'll just put it as a link in the comments.
Hold on. I'm on it.
Yeah.
Nope, that's not how that works.
Because I asked him about, everything. But coming to Nebraska, that was on his dream wish list. He never thought it was going to happen. And what it was like, because it was before the season started, and we were going to play Colorado, and the quarterback for Colorado at the time when Adam Carricker played them was the guy that I met from ESPN. What's that guy's name? The skinny guy. He used to be quarterback at Colorado.
Oh, Joel Klatt.
Yeah. I said, what was it like sacking him? He talks about that. That was pretty good. It was really good, actually. He is a great guest.
Fred would love for Dylan to come out to Real American by Kenny Powers, or like Kenny Powers, I should say.
What's Real American?
I am a real American. Fight for the hearts. It's Hulk Hogan's old theme song from the 1980s and early 90s in WWF. Okay. I should know better. If I were singing it properly, it'd roll right off the tongue, but it's not right now. So.
Yeah.
So.
Okay.
And then, see, Dylan's got a nil deal with Hover Round. Minnie, do you know what Hover Round is?
All I know is that doesn't sound very kind, Fred.
Should we be concerned about Dylan's weight gain?
No, you guys, come on.
I mean, it seems like it's been a very constant theme in the comments tonight.
All right, Tiger Shark Divers here, and he says, just don't talk about Dylan badly. And I agree.
TSD, we missed you. How have you been, sir? And no, I can't do it. He's an easy target. I mean, clearly he's a growing target. He's a wide target.
And he also wants to know what happened to John. He's been busy lately. John is still, I mean, I feel like we're starting rumors here. Like, people are going to be like, where is John? John is fine. John is still just fine. He just needed to take a mental break because of, because of his health, but not that he has any health problems. It's just that the football season's very exhausting. We all know that. And when you've already died from a heart attack, it becomes even more exhausting, apparently.
Look,
and he came back to life, so I missed that part.
This is where the rubber meets the road. As he would say, in John's words, that are not John's words, I'm making it up for entertainment purposes. He's sick and tired of you fucks.
He's not. No, he's not. He actually isn't.
That was me again trying to be funny and missing the mark. That's right. As BFOTS, Josh Hansen says, when it comes crashing down and it hurts inside.
Greg, this is the Midwestern goodbye.
You just learned about that like 2 days ago. I don't.
No, I have known about this for a long time.
Minnie, can you answer this question? I know you like Starbucks.
Can a fella get a coffee enema at Starbucks drive-thru? I mean, you can order coffee and do with it whatever you may.
I don't know what to tell you. Ask a stupid question, get a stupid answer. Minnie, we have exhausted all of our starred comments for the night.
Good. I don't mean that good.
Are you tired of me? Is that why you're ready to get out of here?
No, Greg. I'm not tired of them either. of
Then
all
out there
of these
badly.
wonderful, wonderful family. Yes.
Well, it's about that time where we say Minnie told Pitt to stick his coffee up his.
Isn't that what he was asking? I'm sorry. I was just trying to be polite about it. I don't know.
Whatever you do with the coffee is completely up to you. Woo-hoo.
All right, stop.
All right. Josh is not wrong. Hit like everybody. Look, it is March 13th. It's my mother's birthday today. And I was able to stop in and visit with her a little bit after work, and she's doing great. And I'm not allowed to disclose her age. I made the mistake once in 2nd or 3rd grade, and never again will I publicly disclose my mother's age. But so for her, you know what? Hey, this is she doesn't care about this podcast. It's great. She's not listening. She barely knows that what a podcast is. So I say all that to say, Mom is my family. Y'all are my family. These are the ties that bind us. The Nebraska Cornhuskers, whether it's football, whether it's men's basketball, women's basketball, volleyball, baseball, softball, wrestling, women's bowling, rifle. I don't care. There are, track and field. God, we better not talk about track and field. We're all here because we are Nebraska fans. And those of you who aren't Nebraska fans, you're still here because you hate Nebraska, but you love us, and that's fine too. And you stay in the shadows quietly and are not named, and you don't talk much, and that's fine. But we're all here. We're all spending quality time together. It's one of my love languages. And I appreciate each and every one of you who come out. Even BFOTS Josh Hansen, who shows up an hour and a half late because he's got the plague at his house. He still gets the kids to bed and logs on. So I just want to know, I appreciate all of you. I don't know how else I would spend my Thursday nights. Thank you, Minnie, for putting the show together. Not just this show, but every show for like the last year or change. For all the effort that you put in. I want you, Minnie, to know that it doesn't go unnoticed or unappreciated. So thank you very much.
You're welcome.
With all of that being said, I did include Bowling Nebraska Strong. Of course I did. With all of that being said, this is the 5 Heart Podcast. It's a Coronation show, and we really encourage you to check out coronation.com. If you are usually just here for YouTube shenanigans, Coronation is a tremendous resource. It's a great website. You get fan perspective. You get game breakdowns. You get Brian Johansson. You get John Johnston. You get the frosted. I don't even know if they're calling the flakes anymore. It's just the corn flakes nowadays. Just the morning rundown of links and things you need to know. Check out coronation.com, and we will see you here next Thursday night, 9:00 Central, for another 5 Heart Podcast. For my co-host, co-pilot, and wonderful friend, marvelous Minnie Hunt, I'm Greg Mahochko. This is the 5 Heart Podcast, reminding you each and every week that 5 Heart is all the heart you need. Minnie?
And I like to keep it short. Way shorter than that. Just go Big Red.
Now she's outro shaming me, everybody. It doesn't get any worse than that.